so much for tuning back into my video, and thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna hop right in and talk about this new product that I purchased regarding my skin. As you know, I battle acne, or you may not know, but I do battle acne. I've had acne since I was a teenager, so it's been an ongoing issue. However, it has gotten a whole lot better over the years, since I've grown into an adult. It has gotten a lot better. However, I do still have bad acne days where they do flare up depending on, my diet and what type of makeup I've worn, or, whatever. Sometimes I just have acne breakouts. But I do notice, the better I eat, the better my skin is. The more I work out, overall being healthy, the better my skin is. However, like I said, I want to talk about this product that I purchased though. This is Clarins Paris Gentle Foamy Cleanser with Tamarind and Purifying Micro Pearls for combination oil or oily skin. So this is surprisingly, this is a very good cleanser, and I wasn't expecting it to be this good, but I was very shocked about it. So let me read to you about what the product actually says it does. So it leaves skin perfectly clean and purified thanks to its refreshing foam that rinses off easily with cool water. Rich in purifying micropearls, this gentle foamy cleanser provides essential cleansing for a pure matte complexion. Purifies, gently removes impurities, excess oil, and dead skin cells that can clog pores. Neutralizes the drying effects of hard water. Refines surface skin textures, tighten pores. Okay, so yeah, that's what it says it's gonna do. So, and I have to agree with it. It does just that. Okay, it's a really good foaming cleanser, and I think it's worth the money. By the way, I haven't been paid for this at all. I just went to Ulta, and I was having a very bad breakout. I had a big cystic pimple to come up on my skin, and it could have been from the makeup that I used, or maybe I was eating some terrible greasy food. I don't know. But it popped up there, and I was like, oh my god, I was about to go on a trip, and I did want a clearer complexion. So I went out, and I normally use SkinCeuticals. I think it's called the cleansing gel or something like that. But that's what I usually use. However, I felt like, sometimes our skin can get immune to cleansers and medicines and whatnot. So I wanted to switch it up a bit. And I did want to look for something that was somewhat of an exfoliator, because I felt like my skin needed to be exfoliated. So regarding this, the pros, okay, it is very cleansing. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. It does cleanse your skin very, very well. When I washed my face the first time with it, and when I came back up, I was like, wow, this is a really good cleanser. So, and it does, to me, I feel like it removes a lot of dirt that my previous cleanser hadn't gotten to, so I do feel like it does do its job when it says it's a cleanser. And it clears breakouts, okay? It really does clear breakouts. So, I had a big, huge cystic pimple right there. And I purchased this about 2 weeks ago, okay? So I've been using this for a good bit of time, I wouldn't come on here and review a product that I've only used for a couple of days. But this I've used for 2 weeks now, and I can definitely say that I will keep it. So it did clear up that big cystic acne, and it got a little bit of some more pimples that I had throughout. They were a little bit on the smaller side, wasn't that noticeable, but it definitely, I felt like it worked underneath, and I felt like it did kind of go in there and tackle that pimple. I was shocked at how fast the pimple was going away, because usually with cystic acne, it takes it a while to go away. Okay, so this did a very good job at clearing that cystic pimple and other pimples throughout my face as well. So it's a deep cleanser. The lady at Ulta told me that it does go from underneath the skin and, work itself out or something like that. So I do consider it to be a pretty good deep cleanser. And it has the little exfoliating pearls in there. And what I will say about those, like, unlike a lot of other cleansers with those little beads in there, sometimes it's too many beads, okay? This one has, I feel like, just a good amount in there where you can actually feel the beads, but it's not overbearing. It's not like beads everywhere where you feel like it's just scratching up your face. So the micro pearls, they're throughout, but they're not overbearing. So you feel them, throughout your skin, but they're not full of them. So I felt like that was a good thing. Because I think I read somewhere where, you don't want to get a lot of beads because they create tears within your skin. I don't know if these are the same as like the other beads, but these are called micro pearls. So, they're good. They're in there, and you can definitely feel them on there, throughout, but it's not covered in those. So yeah, and I will also say this is very good for oily skin. If you have oily skin, this is a great product for that, because it can be very drying, and it as it says in the description, it leaves a matte finish. So it's like a pure matte complexion. That's what it says, and it really does. I mean, it makes your skin very matte, and it is very drying. So that leads me to the cons of this product. It is drying. If you have naturally dry skin, this may not be for you. It can leave your skin very tight. Well, not very tight, just a little tight. So if you have dry skin, you may want to skip on this one. It depends on what's important to you. If you want clear skin, a clear complexion, definitely use a moisturizer with it to combat some of that dryness from it. But if you're an oily girl or an oily boy, I would say definitely this is definitely good for combating a lot of that oil. So yeah, that would be a front. Another thing is the smell of it is very fragrancy. It has a very soapy smell. I don't like loud fragrancy smells when I'm dealing with my face, so I took a chance at this one, because normally I don't like any type of fragrance on my face at all. I just think it adds to the breakouts or whatnot, but fortunately this one didn't. It's very strong. However, the scent does go away once you wash it off your face, so that's a good thing. You don't have to worry about, the scent lingering on or not, but it does have a high fragrance to it, and it does smell very soapy. And I think another con is, once you wash your face and you kind of rub it a little bit, it squeaks a little bit. It does this when you wash your face with this, and I don't know, it may not be a con. It doesn't make you break out anymore, but if you don't like that squeaky, clean feel, you may not like this. But other than that, that's something that's not a big issue for me, so I'm not worried about it, but that's just something that I did pay attention to. My other cleansers don't seem to do that. I like to kind of, feel it, it's a little bit more softer there, but with this one, you do get that squeaky, clean, feel after you wash it. And another thing, the price, this could be either a pro or a con, depending on your price range for cleansers and depending on how much you normally spend. But this is $25 and I got it from Ulta. It's cheaper for me because I use SkinCeuticals and that was a little bit pricier. I think SkinCeuticals ran about $34 to $39 and this was $25, so this was a lot cheaper to me and it was more accessible. I stay in a big city, however, finding SkinCeuticals was a little bit tough. I would have to order offline off Amazon or something like that, and I was like, no. I was like, it's just, it's just not, you know, I would continue to use it to switch it out to kind of, you know, trick my skin up a little bit so it won't get so immune to this one. But other than that, I will continue to use this until I feel like I want to change another cleanser. And another thing too, a little bit goes a long way. I think this will last me for a very long time. I've only used just a pea size for each wash. Sometimes I go a little bit over due to the way that it comes out. But a little bit, literally, a little bit, and your whole face is covered with this foam. I mean, a little bit, maybe just a little drop, pea size only. That's it. That's all you need. So I'm thinking it's gonna last for a long time because you don't have to use so much of it. Unlike the other liquidy type cleansers, you know, a lot will come out of that dispenser. With this, you know, it's a thicker texture. It's definitely like a foamy texture. It's thicker, so you don't have to worry about a lot coming out of this product. You can definitely control it. Okay, so it's not that liquidy. It's very, the consistency of it is very thick. So, by the way, I think this is a very, very good product for somebody who has a lot of oily skin issues, that's acne prone, they don't mind fragrance in it a little bit, and don't mind paying over $20 for it because it is a $25 product. Like I said, it depends on how important your skin issues are. If you don't have pimples, you know, I wouldn't worry about using this. I'm sure you can go somewhere else and find something a little bit cheaper, you know. But for people who suffer from acne and cystic acne, I will say this is a very good product. I mean, the first time I used it, it left my skin. I had a very, you know, bright, clear, clean, refreshing complexion. I was very pleased with it, and that's something that I haven't been getting from my other cleanser, SkinCeuticals. I was like, oh wow, I haven't felt like this in a while. So it's a very, very good product for that. If you can get over the smell of it, you know, I think it's pretty good, and I will definitely continue to use it, and I will give an update on it probably about maybe a month away just to see how things are going with it and see if I need to switch it up or something like that. But other than that, I will continue to use this as my main cleanser, and I will work in my SkinCeuticals throughout just to switch up my skin. But yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions regarding this right here by Clarins Paris, if you have any questions at all, leave a question below and I will be sure to answer them. And if I can answer them, I will. So thank you so much for watching, and tune back in for more videos.